Hi there, and welcome to Apple World. So a ton of you are devotees of Rash and have been watching it for a long time now and know about the Logan Paul and Janko adventure. We've even covered various recordings on it from quite a long time back, and well, it is currently arrived at the edge of boiling over following Janko's digital recording with Mike Majlak as he blamed Logan Paul for a few naughty and vile demonstrations, and Logan has now discredited them in another video which has got everybody talking. So what is truly high? Peepeening among Logan and George, make certain to stay close by till the end for the all-relevant info. He has of late posted a web recording with Mike, in which he discusses the second he needed to leave indiscreet in light of the fact that he felt Bobby Lee was contacting him in places he would have rather not been contacted, and Logan Paul was being discourteous to his have George. Hence, he left the show a couple of months prior and sent off his own exceptionally fruitful webcast as since leaving. He obviously had his incredibly popular Andrew Tate digital broadcast, which is perched on north of 12 million perspectives, and has empowered him to get some extremely famous supposition on throughout recent months, after many individuals said that you would never succeed on the off chance that you abandon Mr. Logan Paul behind, and he's disproving them. I accept that it was what was happening that was effectively avoidable. We will stall all that has been said concerning Logan Paul and Janko so far to see what is happening. George's digital broadcast with Mike is perched on serious areas of strength for 1,000 perspectives for several days, and the whole comment segment is loaded up with posts. I currently understand that the profound and significant discussions that occurred on Hasty were generally powered by these two, which makes me so glad to hear the discussion once more. God favor you, George. A man defending himself when all chances are against him is the meaning of a fighter. Whenever I first watched Rash, I've in a flash seen areas of strength for how he was, and knew quickly the way in which genuine spoken he was. Yet, I'm cheerful, and SL pleased with you for moving forward and getting things done all alone. With your group, this remark could slip by everyone's notice except you merit all the great things coming your way. You're a pioneer. Thank you, George. One of the primary pinpoints before Janko authoritatively left Hasty, and was the beginning of the finish of his experience on the show, was the Bobby Lee occurrence, which went very popular at the time and made Janko, the alleged humorist, seem as though he can't take a joke when truly, as he guarantees, Bobby Lee was grabbing him the whole show, yet it was altered out. I never disapproved of Bobby Lee. No, he realizes that I dislike the way that Logan and you were somewhat gassing him to continue doing it. He began the episode by placing his balls in front of me. I let that one go, and then, at regular intervals, he continued to snatch my dick. I don't figure how you might feel on the off chance that a man that has his back totally towards you, that main pivots to get your dick right, converse with your face, and you can't smack or beat the residing sever with this person, since Logan causes me to apologize to this man, or I don't have some work on incautious any longer, which is crazy when you consider it A-Sue-4s watching that episode. It, in all actuality, does simply seem like Janko is being delicate the whole time, as it emphasizing nothing the reality he states. Bobby was getting his nuts the whole time, and Logan and Mike were permitting. It's really odd believing they should be his old buddies. Moreover, assuming that what he's talking about being made to apologize to Bobby Lee, or he would be discharged from the show, is valid, then that is really ludicrous considering the situation, as George claims he doesn't definitely dislike Bobby Lee, but instead with the manner in which Logan Paul or whoever altered the clasp caused him to show up, assuming you watched the E-clasps and were available when they were made. Individuals would have said that George was a tiny bit of kid and couldn't deal with the jokes Bobby got to him. Yet it seems like a terrible spot to associate with Logan Paul. Janko then likewise addressed not being paid on the show for a really long time at a time, to the point where he was going belly up from his spending on the web recording areas. I needed to leave for my own trepidation. When Logan came after me from my religion, the show hit absolute bottom. And we weren't getting compensated. I was getting compensated $5,000 per month, and that is covering just Reed. I have a home loan, I have my sister that works for me. I have beauty. I'm attempting to get hitched. I had everything. So I needed to begin my own show since we're not bringing in cash on this show and I'm getting pushed out of this show. Well, at the time we were bringing in cash, you brought in cash on the show. At the time, 2 or 3 months ago, how much cash did you make? I could show you my books. I was going through 10 G's a month being on the show, right? This might have effortlessly been taken care of in the background. The reality Mike Majlak needed to become unavoidable, and they invested most of the energy bantering about why he left. Indiscreet was never going to go down well or be useful, as it's only a to and fro without resolving the main pressing concern, which is George and Logan's hamburger, which has come from this to this end. Blending business in with your companions is dependably an extreme one, as Logan and George have been companions dating as far as possible back to their plant days. So to see their kinship disintegrate over business is a disgrace, yet it's essential for package of it. Then the monstrous blow was when Janko asserted Logan Paul was settling on decisions in the background to let George know what he may or may not be able to and, surprisingly, supposedly attempted to keep him from getting a Celsius bargain on his digital recording due to Prime in Ever. I case, generally thankful. I figure anyone could see that yet, when I got pushed out. And I'm seeing that I'm getting pushed out. And I start my own show. Do you have any idea what my final bit of excess was? What I got? My show going. And afterward. In addition to the fact that I was controlled and pushed around on imprudent, then Logan's settling on decisions and coordinating my show, and I'm saying, hello, man, you can't guide me on my own show. That is not okay. Everything. What's that about? He said to me, and I was unable to take Celsius. And afterward I said, hello. He didn't let you know that you were unable to take. Presently, we're going to get into Logan Paul's reaction to this present circumstance as he stalls of George's focuses down, which isn't doing great for the person, as he's explicitly misrepresenting enormously with a portion of his cases on his digital recording with Mike. Before we go any further into the video, what are your folks' fair considerations on this whole circumstance? Is it as though the harm is as of now finished between Logan Paul and Janko, and their fellowship can't be fixed, or would a web recording between the pair clear everything up so they can continue on from this remark down underneath, show hit, absolute bottom? And we weren't getting compensated. I was getting compensated $5,000 per month, yet you brought in a sizable measure of cash on the show. And by how generally thankful I was, generally thankful like, no doubt I could do without discuss cash. I rub allies. He would rather not talk cash. I realize he trusted it out yet. George made $317,000 in the 15 months that he got compensated for on Rash. The work prerequisites comprise of around 3 days per month, 3 hours every day, venturing to the far corners of the Planet Systems Administration and meeting probably the coolest individuals ever. It emerges to about $2,300 each hour, and he likewise had 10% value of the whole show. I mean more than $300,000 to go up to a web recording 3 days per week, and Logan said he was venturing to the far corners of the planet, developing his associations, working 3 hours per day when the digital broadcast would happen. That is an excellent check, which he ought to have no bad things to say about fans, have started to switch sides with various posts like 35 and 50, 15 months. That is great cash, brother. Stalling all that best reaction I've seen got my show rolling, and afterward, in addition to the fact that I was controlled and pushed around on imprudent, Logan settling on decisions and coordinating my show. He let me know that I was unable to take Celsius. So this is the large one, settling on decisions, attempting to cause it to seem like I needed to control his show is totally crazy. As you can see, here I resembled hello. We got to get you Prime, 'cause I saw him drinking our rival, and he advised me to call him. He was shooting my response to let me know he took an arrangement with a contender. I told him kindly, don't movie, like I might want to discuss this. Saint, you're kidding by how truly I thought it was a terrible look that my dearest companion and co have took a brand, manage our rival without talking with me. asking me, allowing us even an opportunity to match it before he marked the arrangement. It seems like George Janko isn't precisely occur with Logan's reaction as brother. Subscribe Apple World for more videos.